Hello friends. Just because we're so excited about this, they did just launch it. Just wanted to let you know, please, no pressure. If you like your brow stuff, you like it already. But I actually used a lighter shade today and it's not giving a cast of any kind, and I just feel like it's really nice. Normally I go a little bit darker for my roots, but I like this color too. And I feel like it kind of lightens up my face. I like it. And again, it doesn't look, you know how sometimes when you put on too much gel and it just leaves kind of this filmy cast on top? I don't feel like it looks like that at all. So I had a lot of requests to do a look with this gorgeous little number. I've absolutely ruined it with my griminess. Look at this. Look at that. I'm gonna jump in there. I'm gonna roll around and I wanna come out looking like that. So you can see the tones today. Let's do something just lusciously gold. Now I love the colors. I don't recommend just buying something for the color. Yes, I love the formula, but there are more affordable things that work just as well. The only thing that makes these Armani ones special is that they dag-nab said, let's get some really good colors. And unfortunately, 𝗹𝗶𝘂𝘀𝗁 has Capulets, but that one's definitely always just is going to take us very, very warm. But these Armani ones, the formula, again, it's not a special formula. It's the colors are just so good, unfortunately, because they're way spicy priced. I'm looking for similar colors. I am. So don't feel like you need to run out and get this. But if you're wondering why I'm using such a spicy price item and not the more affordable ones, it's these dadgum colors. Now, also, let me talk about a liquid shadow. So when you're using a liquid shadow, you don't have to have any kind of base underneath here. We're actually going to be using this as our base. And many moons ago, this type of formula didn't work as a base, but these newer updated formulas, I'm saying newer updated the past 5 or 6 years, they really work nicely with shadow. So it's going to it'll pretty much dry down. They would dry down if I was wearing them alone, but I'm going to layer shadow on top before it does completely set. That way it still enhances the pigments I want to layer on top. But right now I'm just creating a little bit of depth in my socket first. And I'm just placing this with my E27. Do you see this beautiful placement with this little tiny brush? If you're struggling with placement and getting kind of that shape to the eye, I'm gonna link this brush. You can see that it just, all you do is place it and tap it. It does the work for you. And I'm just picking up small amounts and I'm just gonna keep kind of building this up. Part of what I love doing is explaining the why. So you're wondering, why didn't you just go in with this shade? So I want to layer products because this is going to be a completely different texture than that powder. Also, when you layer shadow on something that has a little bit more grip, you're obviously going to enhance that pigment, but it's just going to give you a completely different texture. And then you're thinking, what is texture? You keep saying that word. So sometimes a product alone can just be a little flat. That's not a bad thing. But if you layer something like this little bit more satiny wet with this on top of it, what happens is it kind of just pops off the face a little bit more. I'm gonna grab one more. Do not feel, again, I just wanna keep reiterating that I don't want you to feel like you need to go get these expensive ones, but I'm just layering them for the texture. The 𝗹𝗂𝘂𝘀𝘁 ones, I'm going to say it one more time, they have the same exact texture and performance. They just don't have these colors. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing it here, and then I'm just kind of tapping it on top of the dark brown, and then I'm just kind of transitioning that. And I'm using the side of the brush to do this. Now, we don't care about it being a perfect blend because we're still going to grab shadows from the palette, but this is our base for now. So I think we're gonna start, I'm trying to let the light not be, hit it so it doesn't have as much as a glare. This one looks the most neutral, so we're gonna hop over into this one. Pick it up on the brush. I just did a video on, I posted that I did post it, but just in case, check out Rosenben Beauty because there's a really helpful video there on how to pick up product on your brush. So I'm gonna take this and that is gonna go a little bit on top of the darker liquid shadow and on top of the other one. But look at how smooth that looks now. It even smoothed out the skin on my eye, and I'm loving, loving this kind of underpainting moment where we're putting a lighter shade on top of the darker shade in the socket. Ooh, that looks good. Nice. Now we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do a little bit of a different shape today. Are you ready? Back into our E27, we're gonna go into this shade, but notice I picked it up in the center. We're gonna start to just deepen here just by pressing. I feel that when I first started makeup, I used to always just think that swiping was where we needed to go, but we sometimes don't get that precision that we're needing and wanting. Picking up more in the center, I'm gonna kind of build this one a little bit more, and I'm actually not going to blend. I'm going to make sure it's pretty symmetrical and even, but I want it to stay shading. I want it to actually be shaded, eyeshadow. I also feel that at this stage, I used to see this and I would see the unblended shadow, forgetting that I'm wanting to actually create a shadow. So we have to trust the process here. Now I'm gonna take the same shade, I'm grabbing it a little bit more, and I'm just going, see how the shorter end is more towards my temple? I'm just going to press that above the fold. I'm not even gonna worry about inside the fold, I'm just pressing, and this will give a fun shape to the eye. Something a little different. Fun. All right, micellar water, and I'm just kind of cleaning up here. Just kind of taking that. And if you've ever wondered, especially if you're new here, I never plan my looks, ever. I'm wiping off excess shadow, more micellar water. I still don't know where this is gonna end up, but I usually know, maybe sometimes I know I wanna use a certain palette, but I never ever plan or practice my looks, and I never have. Not as long as I've been doing the storage tutorials, which is since the more almost daily, sometimes daily storage tutorials. I'm trying to think how long I've been doing it. 2018. Okay, I'm not gonna clean up through here, but I am gonna clean up out here just to kind of give us this really sharp edge on the outer part. I'm gonna wipe off my brush. There we go. So we're gonna put a little bit of the shade. We're still not to our lid, but I thought we'd get a little wild. Notice how I'm picking it up. I'm really picking it up so it's nice and diffused on the brush. I really don't want a lot for this. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna press that kind of up here. I don't know how pigmented I want it to be. Oh my gosh, and that's not even back camera. That is so pretty. I'm just gonna pick up more of that same shade. I'm just gonna layer it up a little bit. I want the sparkle, but not too much of the pigment. That's gonna go up there. We're having fun. Now for these gold shades, we're gonna need a tacky base, and that's gonna go all over our lid. I'm actually just gonna do a little, okay? There's quite a bit on there. That's gotta match. It's important. There we go. But then I'm still gonna grab a C31 that definitely needs to be evened out. Bring it over here. I'm gonna bring it really far down. We can always clean that up later. This reminds me of eye looks that I used to do a long time ago and I miss them. Let's have some fun. Y'all ready? We're gonna do the brighter gold towards the front, picking it up on a C30. I'm gonna link this brush. If you want shimmers to show up, you want this one. It's your fingertip, but better. Because we don't have that kind of precision with our fingertip. And I think I'm just gonna apply it towards the front. That looks like liquid molten gold. Ooh, but look at it when the light isn't hitting it. Oh, that I was gonna say, and I'm screaming it from the rooftops, that is a gold. That's one of the prettiest gold eyeshadows. Wait till you see it with back camera. That's one of the prettiest gold eyeshadows I've ever seen. Now, I wanted to kind of pop up here too, kind of had an idea. And notice how I flipped it towards the ceiling just so I can have a little bit more precision. But I just want it to be on the very top part up here. And then I'm just gonna keep doing that. Obviously it's gonna be easier to do into a mirror. Perfect, and then let's take it under here too. Now let's move on over to this one. Honestly, I'm having the time of my life. And I'll do just a really simple look with this too. You know, just a little pop of gold. That one we're not gonna take all the way up. We're gonna let that goldy gold really pop in there. Oh, it's just like a little, y'all understand. Y'all speak makeup. I'm gonna layer it just a little bit more. And that one's just going in the center. Then we're gonna go in with the darker one here. I don't wanna get too dark, so let's go into, I can't decide. Let me look at it here. Let's do this one. And then that one's just gonna go over here. That way it's just a little darker. Yep, perfect. We still have the gold, but it's still not dark, and you're still getting that nice contrast between that and that. What year is this? This is 2016 because I'm grabbing my Inglot. And then my Inglot Duraline. This is, it's definitely a little expired. We're not gonna be out here judging. So it is a little bit drier. You can see that crack, but I would even use this if it was brand new because of the way that this makes everything flow. It stays a gel, and it just makes it so much easier. And I'm so excited because we're gonna grab our E26 here. Okay, we have it right there. You can see the Duraline there. It's also a waterproofing mixing medium. I have lots of videos on it, but we're just gonna really get it going there. Ooh, that's the perfect consistency for gliding. I don't care. At this point, we are basically, it's like we're on FaceTime, okay? We're just going to, I want to be a little bit more precise because I don't want to connect that to that. I'm gonna bring it over this way. And if you're ever dealing with very glittery pigmented shadows, E26 and a gel liner. You just have to. It makes life so much easier. I have a little bit of the liner on the back of my hand because I did even it out on my brush first. You don't want to go in with just a lump on one side. But nothing goes over. Shimmers like this, like a gel. Look into my soul. Look what Lily Lashes sent me. So these are their new self-adhesive. They no glue needed, body heat activated. I'm excited. All right, let's get them out of here. Come on down. Oh, actually, okay, that I already like. And the reason why is because I feel that when you try to take them out of, say this didn't pop out and we just try to take them out of there, they get damaged. So already an A+ for that. I'm just gonna take it off here. Oh, it's already, you can already feel that the glue is there. I'm trying to see. I definitely wanna trim just a hair. I'm gonna trim, so normally I would tell you to put this on your eye and measure, but at this point I know exactly how much to trim off of everything. I can just look at it. So I'm gonna trim just half of the cluster here, and then I'm going to trim, get that off. And then I was saying, I'm just going to show you, I do have an entire lash tutorial, but I'm going to trim this whole front part off, and my whole, oh, there you go. There you go, oh, nice. Again, I would want you to measure this to your eye, but this isn't a lash tutorial, we're just trying these out. Now I'm going to wipe my little applicators here off. I'm going to grab that. Okay, it already has a really nice grab. I'm gonna wear these a while too, so I'm gonna be able to keep you updated. I'll probably have them on till about 10 o'clock tonight, so that's good. All right, okay, I'm already kind of enjoying it because I'm not dealing with slimy, grimy glue getting on my pretty black liner. Oh, that's already on. Nice. Okay, okay. All right, this is already fantastic. I'm tugging too. Obviously, I could tug it off, but I could tug off, what I'm saying is I could tug off regular glue. But that, I mean, just like when my dad used to load up a trailer or something at Home Depot, that ain't going nowhere. And as they heat up, you can even feel them, they're heating up to your body temperature. You can kind of feel them even adhere more. I think this is going to be a 10 out. This might even be an 11 out of a 10, because if I don't have to use lash glue, I would be a very, very happy rose. Now, if you have been with me for a while, I will be right back, and you know where I'm going. It's cereal time. I will be right back. My foundations are just a hair too light recently. Just a second, Doug. I'll open the door for you. So I'm gonna grab this bronzer here because it's so pigmented. See how pigmented it can be. But I needed that pigmented because I'm about to put foundation on top of it. And I'm actually using my Power Play, so it's even a little bit more pigmented. So it's okay. We're gonna trust the process. And what we're doing here is we're using this to darken, but keep that red that I need for my skin tone for our foundation. So we're darkening our foundation without really changing the undertone. And I know it looks so scary and it looks like every clickbait video you've ever seen, but this is just a different version of underpainting. So we're not gonna be afraid, and it's not a technique that isn't going to work. Tried and true. Now we're definitely gonna shake this up, and I'm gonna shake it for at least 30 seconds. Now I like to put it on the back of my hand. That looks good. If I need more, I'd get more. And then we just kind of go around it, and then it's going to mix in. And you can see that this is, it's not usually too yellow. If actually that you're going to see that contrast, that's really what does it. But it's a little too light for me right now. I'm in my summertime era. We're going to grab our C42, and we're just going to do this. And I just find that this formula is just, the bronzer formula underneath things, even though it's a powder, it's delightful. There we go. Ben's in one of his meetings. I should say one of our meetings, and I'm including y'all. Look at that match now. And you can still see the bronzer, but you're definitely seeing it's just matching and flowing so much better. I've seen such a difference when I use my C30 recently, and instead of going directly in, I just grab what I need. We can always build up more. I don't want you to feel, oh, this is the only amount of concealer, because we're all different, but this is just like I teach you with eyeshadow, building is always better. Oh, good Lord, Gene, he's really just snorting over there. Now let's get our C32. And C32 it up around here. I'm finding that smoothing it first with the flat brush, just like we do with the makeup spatula, but I like the brush better on my eye, obviously. It just makes such a difference. I'm not even gonna put any through the center. I'm just kind of grabbing. This side's already set, but I'm just grabbing from the wet area, and then I'll just kind of take it just a little bit. That's good. I'm using my 𝗕𝗿𝘁𝗄𝗃 powder because I'm a little bit more glammity glam today. Really brighten it up there. I'm still gonna work it in more. I mean, y'all know. I just kind of let it, I like to call that the smallest mini bake ever. So I kind of just because it's not really layered on there, but it's just a little extra bright, and I will just let that sit there, and then I'll show you what I do. I kind of work it back in. And I don't know if you missed it, but we're actually on Amazon now. Most of our products are, but even though, you know, you would assume that I would, you know, be able to get these. I mean, my name's on it. I still have ordered 2 or 3 sets because they come in 2, but from Amazon. Okay, I needed more, and dang, it's fast. Now I'm gonna grab my C32 again and I'm just gonna push that powder in. Still gives a really nice, good Lord, sound like a lawnmower starting up. Anyways, it still leaves that brightening effect, but this way we know that that powder's really, really, really worked in case we were to do flash photography, and then we would not have flashback, but we still have a really nice brightening effect. Let's get that clear base underneath here. Time to finish up the eyes. Still got to smooth it out, but I'm using the angled side here just to kind of tap and smooth it out there. Ooh, I hear sparkling water being cracked open. Now I want one. Let's do this shade again, but hang on. Wait, there's more. Look into my soul again. Okay, I'm just going to kind of do that right at a little fun angle. That's cute. Same thing over here. What? Yes, I'm grabbing it right. You get really fun and different techniques and shapes when you use the brush differently. That's fun. We have fun. Now I'm going to start to take the longer end because the brush is angled, and I'm cupping my eyeball underneath here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having fun. Same thing over here. I mean, actually, I can tell you what we're doing. We're really, really rounding out the eye right now. But underneath here, I'm gonna grab this gold again, and then let's fill in this part. And I might come back and just define that a little bit more just so the gold pops. But isn't that fun? And then we're gonna come back and do that on our inner corner. You know I will. And then I want to do a little bit of a detail moment, so I'm gonna use this brow pen. I didn't use it on my brows today, but I gotta use it somewhere. Nice. Now I'm gonna grab this shade. I wanted to put it on my inner corner, but now I don't. And this is just a really sheer gold. See how it's translucent when the light isn't hitting it, and then it kind of comes to life. What was this one? Ooh, that's a really nice cream shade. Ooh, I'm so excited to already use this palette again. Just put it up here on the high point. I like how it doesn't have a lot of base to it. I feel like too much base and it would have kind of ruined my look, but I like it to come alive when I'm like, what? What? I love these so much. I wanted a color that's not too blushy. I'm actually gonna grab it from the lid. I wanted something not too blushy, but then I wanted something that kind of ties into the bronzer, but then has just a hair more red. And that's perfect. I'm gonna grab a little bit more. I'm just trying to be really careful. These are wildly pigmented in the best way. There we go. I didn't want pink. I wanted bronzer adjacent. Ooh, look how blurring they are too. So that's why this color is so perfect. Let's walk through this really quickly. This is stunning. I have stopped wearing highlighter for a long time, and I feel like it's because highlighters just got so textury, but now I'm not in the groove. Well, let me clean off my hand. I'm not in the groove of wearing them, but I want to start wearing them, and I think that this palette might do it. Now, if one of them isn't your shade, that's gonna be okay because they could totally be used as eyeshadows if you want to get the palette. We don't need it, but what I'm doing here is I'm not only showing you, I'm trying to see which one is going to match my skin tone best, and I'm thinking that it's going to be this one. Let me see if they're very pigmented, but obviously I'm not going to pick up that much. So yeah, that one's going to disappear. This one, I could still get away with using this one as a highlighter, but this one I would have to switch over to eyeshadow, but that is beautiful. Wow. We're going to grab our C40. More than bronzer, y'all. I am going to grab it. See how I'm taking that short end? I'm going to grab it like that all the way across. Then I'm going to place it about right there. And I'm just going to drag it. Ooh, that's so nice. No texture. disappears when the light isn't hitting it. And then if you want, you can just kind of sweep it over a few more times just to soften it. That is gorgeous. Let's do a really peachy lip. I feel like it'll be pretty because it'll kind of tie into this shade more. This is one of my favorite lip colors. It's from Stila, and you'll notice that I applied it kind of not all over my lip because I'm going to do lip liner. But I kind of want to smooth it out. And the reason why is because with this particular formula, when you move it around a little bit with your finger, it activates it and then there's more sparkle. You'll see it with back camera. This front camera, but it's easier to film with front camera. Then we're gonna do Mauve Beauty M1990. This is what Spice lip liner used to be. The chemist for Mauve Cosmetics was the original MAC chemist, so he had that recipe and he knew that we needed it. Now this is also with Natasha Denona's new collection. It's the, I think there's only the one. It's just a gold gloss, but it's a plumping gloss. So let's see how spicy it is. It does have some gold shimmer in it. Whee! Perfect peachy lip though. Exactly what I had envisioned. It's not burning me yet. We'll see if I'm crying in the next slide. It's not hurting at all. Me trying to activate it. No, but that actually kind of worked, but it's still not. I feel barely anything. But I feel what we expect from a plumper, but almost not. Well, I'll let you know if it gets worse. Okay, it's super subtle. I feel warmth, and this is the last check-in, but I do want to let you know. But I do feel like my lips look plumped, but there's a warmth. There's not a sting, and I'm super sensitive. And this is important. I know it might seem like, well, you shush about it, but I don't love lip plumpers, and I don't like my lips to feel in pain. So I could this on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like a Too Faced lip injection or that random one that you get off Amazon, this is a 2. I really like this lip too. I feel pretty spicy. I can't wait for you to see this with back camera. I know you're sick of hearing it, but it does make a difference. All right, my friends, I'm gonna go make myself a little coffee and finish editing some stuff. I'm really excited. I hope y'all enjoyed today's tutorial. Tomorrow we're just going to walk through everything and the things that I've loved and some things that didn't work out. I don't know if anything didn't work out. Maybe these, we're not sure. I'm pretty sure these are going to work out perfectly. So far, so good. They feel perfect on my eyes. But that's what we do on Thursdays. And then Friday, I'll do just a really quick look with the palette because I want to continue to use that palette. That palette is very special to me. I love it so much. But I want to do a look that's not so, you know. I'm out of control. I love you so much. I'm going to be posting tonight. It's going to be super helpful. It's about smile lines and forehead lines and self lines. Okay, I love you so much, and I'll see you in the comments tonight.